Hi, I'm Dr. Andrew Solotitsky, and we are here today actually at my office. And what we're going to be doing today is showing you some tweaks and some modifications on how to set yourself up in a proper ergonomic position while you're at your workspace. What we've done today, though, we want to show this fellow's sit-stand unit as well. So we've kind of plopped this on top of the desk, and it's a good thing, but it's created a couple issues we have to fix. So hopefully by going through this, you'll have a good idea of how we need to make some modifications to get you in a better position. So I have Andrea, who works here at the clinic, and she's our demo for the day. So a couple things. Andrea, let's get you so you're on the keyboard here. So some things here aren't too bad, but because this has been put on top of the desk, you see she's got to reach up a little bit to get on the keyboard. So a couple things here. She's bent a little bit more than 90 degrees and her arms are angled up. We want to get them down by her side. So if we slide her back for 1 second, so ideally arms should be roughly 90 degrees, like by your side, roughly 90 degrees. Okay, so if she was to type, she should be just below this height here. Okay, so when we slide her forward, okay, up on there, you can see two issues. She's reaching forward a bit now, arms are coming up, and she's extended at the wrists there. Okay, and if she was mousing, exact same thing. Okay, now, come on back again. If we try to bring the seat up, stand up, this is a pretty basic chair. It doesn't go up any higher. We're maxed out there, so how do we fix that? Okay, first thing we can do is get just a seat cushion. Works pretty well. And we put that down. Okay, so that's brought her up. So now if we slide her forward, okay, she's at a much better height here. Okay, now two things have happened though since we've done that. Because we brought her higher, her lumbar spine doesn't match up with the chair well, so she's not getting any support here. So that's where you want to look at some type of back support. So we've got this great Fellows Professional Series back support, which I love and actually recommend to a lot of patients. So back supports, the curve in your spine is above the belt line, not down by your bum. Okay, so we're going to go right about where her belt line is there. Put that in like that. Okay, sit back there. And this one specifically has this channel that comes up the back. What that does, it goes along the thoracic spine and then just subconsciously gets people to bring their shoulders back a bit. Okay, how does that feel?
Really good.
Excellent. Okay, so that's better as well. A couple things. The arm supports, there's a bit of a gap here, so that's an easy thing we bring up a little bit just to give, do that one. Okay, good. So now she's got a little bit of extra, bring it down so she can move in, but has a bit of support there as well too if she needs it. Now, once again though, let's get the hands back on the keyboard. So the only issue, looks great, but now she's extended at the wrist, which just puts, two things happen. Pressure at the carpal tunnel and just excessive muscle contraction with the extensors of the wrist. So simple tweaks for that. Actually, one thing, if you look, everyone puts the clips on the back of their keyboard up. Okay, when you do that, you have to extend your wrist to get on the keyboard. So we want to take those clips, pop them down. Okay, put your hands on the keyboard. A little better, but still some extension. So that's where you get things like a wrist support. Same thing with the mouse. So, two things. Yes, it has cushioning, but the main thing is you see now the wrist is in that flat neutral position, which is what we want to see. So there's much less muscle tension in the extensors of the wrist, okay? And she's just in that neutral position. So far, we're looking pretty good, okay? A couple other things here. Enter slide on back one more time, okay? Now, if you come on in, you look, because we've raised the seat, she's actually angled, you can see by the jean line here, angled down, okay, which isn't ideal because that's just going to put more pressure at the bottom of the thighs there. We want to get that a little bit flatter, so that's where the standard, some type of foot support comes into play. This guy's a great unit because it gives a little bit of flex, it's height adjustable, okay, but I'm going to keep it down for her at the lowest level, and we'll keep it back here for now just so you can see. Let's get that in there. So let's put your feet up on that. Okay, so you can see just by the jean line here, okay, she's pretty much parallel with the floor. Still a slight angle down, which is what we want to see. And the other thing this does, by putting your feet up on something like that, that tends to push the person back into the chair so they actually use the lumbar support and they use the seat back, which is what you want to do. So those back muscles don't have to work. So a good thing. Okay, now what we're going to demo is two other things. So Andrew, slide on in. Okay. So the only other thing is, a lot of people, we talk about this in the webinar, they look at documents, they look at copy. And so you see, if Andrea has to look down at the copy here, one, it's off to the side quite a bit, and two, she's got to crank her head and she's got to look down, which has got to put a lot of tension on the trapezius muscle here and the muscles at the base of the skull. Okay, the suboccipitals. Not a good thing. So what we want to do, something simple, get it up. And that's what's nice about this unit. The document holder is basically built in. It angles things up. So now, instead of turning and cranking her head, she's looking straight ahead, and she doesn't have to look down as far, which is great. Okay? Now, monitor height. Okay? From your eye level, you basically want to be looking straight ahead and hitting about the top third of the monitor. Okay? And that's pretty good. This is set up at a pretty good level for her. Most people are looking at the bezel or even above their monitor, and they have to look down. You want to be hitting the top third. Then, especially with these bigger monitors nowadays, that's going to, in terms of line of sight and where you're looking, much better. That doesn't create a lot of either flexion or extension in the neck. You want to keep the spine and neck neutral, which is great. The other thing, distance-wise, Andrea, put your arm straight out. So we tell people, distance-wise, roughly edge of the, put your arm straight out, plus or minus 6 inches. Especially with the bigger monitors, you can be back a little bit, but this is a good distance to be away. So this is set up well. Okay, so now we've got her in a much better position. I take it you're feeling comfortable? Mm-hmm. Okay, excellent. Good. So now let's, the whole point of the sit stand, let's try her standing up. So come on out. Okay. So now, let's turn the chair back. So once again, we look. So she's standing in a comfortable position, arms are down by her side, and she's at 90 degrees. This can adjust to just about any height in here, but we've got the elbows at 90 degrees, wrists are flat. Okay, nice comfortable position for her to work standing up. Okay, which just changes things up. You know, we look at half an hour to an hour max sitting, and then changing up half an hour to an hour standing, but moving a little bit while you're doing that. So this looks really good here. And now same thing, monitor height, top third, coming up. She's right on. So that's nice. This thing is easy, just 2 little arms to levers to squeeze, bring it up. She's at a great height. She can work like this for a while. You know, moves the feet a little bit sometimes, shifts around, and then when she's tired, she can squeeze and sit back down. So let's just try that. Good. And there we go. So she's comfortable both sitting and both standing. Hopefully we've shown you some good tweaks you can make to your workstation so you're going to be more comfortable, more productive at work. Thanks very much.